If I had to design my first logo again, I'd do this very differently than I did when I first started. If you ever opened Canva, dropped your business name on a random icon, and hoped for the best, this video is going to save you from a future rebrand. You're going to learn how to design a simple, strategic logo without overthinking every single pixel. And if you want somewhere to store your logo, colors, and rules in one place, I put together a free style guide template and Canva brand board templates you can grab in the description. They'll make everything you design after this way easier to keep consistent. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first thing I do is to stop treating my logo like a cute picture and start treating it like a business asset. Your logo is not just for Instagram. It's something you're going to put on your website, invoices, proposals, packaging, maybe even legal documents. It needs to be usable, recognizable, and something you can potentially protect later. A strong logo makes it easier to look legit when you pitch clients or collaborations. Charge more without feeling like your visuals are letting you down. We use the same mark over everything instead of reinventing the wheel each time. Quick legal basics. Not legal advice, just reality. If you build your logo from Canva's pre-made logo templates or elements, you typically can't trademark it because it's open to the other people. They're allowed to use the same art as yours. A safer route would be using text and simple shapes that you can create a whole new image from, or import a custom icon you've created elsewhere. Once you see your logo as a long-term asset instead of a cute graphic, you naturally make smarter decisions about it. You're not just making something that looks good today, you're building a mark that grows with your business. The second thing I do differently is choose my logo type before designing, instead of throwing fonts and icons together hoping that it lands. There are a few simple logo types that work really well for non-designers. Wordmark, which is just your business name in a strong font that's clean and timeless. Lettermark, which is initials or shortened name. Combination mark that includes text and a simple symbol. A clear word mark or combo mark is easy to apply on websites, social banners, invoices, and YouTube thumbnails, flexible when you create variables later, which we will get to, less likely to feel DIY in a bad way, and more like a considered identity. So pick your structure first. Let's commit to I'm making a word mark or a combination mark today. That alone will calm your brain and stop you from trying to cram your entire life story into a single logo. Next thing I do is starting off on the right foot. I wouldn't begin in Canva directly. I begin with a mood board. Designers don't open softwares and magically produce genius. They start by looking at references, spotting patterns, and defining the vibe. You're going to do the same thing in a simple, non-intimidating way. They do their research, head to Pinterest, Behance, or the good old Google Images, and search for whatever your vibe is: minimalist logo, modern logo design, coaching logo, wellness logo, streetwear logo, whatever fits your niche. And then save logos you like for structure and feel. Not to copy, but also to see, are they made with sans serif or serif type? Mostly uppercase or lowercase? Icon on text or just text? What colors? And then turn that into a design direction. Next, create your own private Pinterest board to pin your favorite designs and logos that fit your business. Pin 20 to 30 logos max. Then ask yourself, do I lean more playful or minimal? Do I like lots of spacing or more playful? Do I like center designs or left aligned? What type of logo marks do I like? What kind of shapes do I like? Do I like more illustrated styles, more abstract, more minimal? And then turn it into a design direction. Example, I want a combination mark, mostly lowercase, with a small geometric icon and muted neutrals. That one sentence becomes your creative brief. And then go ahead and do some optional sketching. Yes, even if you can't draw. On paper, sketch quick layout. Icon on the left, text on the right, icon above text, single line versus stacked. They're allowed to be ugly. They're just thinking tools, not your actual designs. Once you've done this, Canva is no longer a white void. You have a direction and a visual vocabulary. So what you design will feel intentional instead of random. And when you're ready to capture your overall look, logo, fonts, and colors, I highly recommend dropping them into my free Canva brand board templates. They're linked below so you can see your whole brand at a glance. Now let's talk about actually building your logo in Canva, but in a way that keeps it original, flexible, and non-template looking. Create a new logo design or a square canvas around 1000 to 1000 pixels. Keep the background white while you work. Next, add your business name as text. Type your business name and play with serif versus sans serif fonts versus script, caps versus sentence case, slight letter spacing for a more elevated look. Stick to 1 or 2 fonts max so things don't slide into chaos. If pairing fonts stresses you out, I got you. Download my font pairing rulebook. It's free and is full of ready-made font combinations you can plug straight into Canva. The link is in the description. Next, we're going to design a simple logo using shapes in Canva. Instead of using Canva's pre-made graphics, we're going to build a small icon using basic shapes so it feels more unique and is safer long-term. Let's say you have a clothing brand named Northline Studio, which is a modern, minimal, a bit edgy brand. In Canva, go to Elements, Shapes, and use rectangles, circles, lines, and other shapes to create your icon. For our example, Northline Studio, we're going to make a minimal hanger icon. We're going to use a thin line for the bar, use a curved line or arc for the top, and then adjust stroke and weight so it matches our text thickness. As a second idea for our hypothetical brand, we're going to make a label tag icon. We're going to start with a rounded rectangle to represent the tag and then add a small circle as the whole. And then beside it, we're going to place our text slightly overlapping to create some depth. Positioning, we're going to do icon to the left of the text, classic combo mark, icon above the text, more centered editorial feel, or use a shape to replace a character, like a simple line between Northline and Studio. Keep it simple enough that if you shrink to a favicon size, you can still tell what it is. Now we have all of our logo ideas. Next, we're going to select the one that we like the most and then lock it. Once we commit to one single design, we're going to create multiple logo versions. Here's where we future-proof it. You don't just want one logo file. You want a tiny logo system. Create at least these. Primary logo, horizontal version, icon plus full business name on one line. This is great for websites, for headers, and wider spaces. Next, we have our stacked version. Same stuff, different layout. Icon on top, words stacked underneath, or words stacked with the icon centered above. This version looks better for square-ish spaces. Think profile images, thumbnails, narrow layouts. Then we're going to create a submark or a monogram. Simplified version would be our initials NS in a circle or just the icon we created. Use this for social media accounts, favicons, watermarks on your photos, small corner branding on graphics, you name it. Text only word mark, just the name, styled, no icon. Handy when the symbol feels too busy or you need something ultra clean. Once you got your logo system, you can drop them straight into my style guide template that I mentioned before, which is free and ready for you to download in the description. So anyone you work with, designers, printers, you name it, knows which version to use when. Next, we need to make sure that we have all the color versions, dark, light, transparent, to make sure that our logo works in real life. For each version that we created, stacked, primary, submark, create a dark version. Use black, charcoal, or your darkest brand color, and use this on light backgrounds. Create a light version, your logo in white or very pale tone. It can be one of your color palette colors that are on the lighter side, and then use this on dark backgrounds on photos or color blocks. When you've done this, you don't have a logo. You have a flexible logo system that you can use for life without fighting. And if you need a place to organize all of this, grab my free Canva brand board templates and style guide template in the description so you're not hunting for files every time you need them. And also watch my how to build a brand kit in Canva video to make sure all of this is in your brand kit in Canva. The last thing I do is think about how the logo is going to live long term, not just in Canva, but on your website, on your socials, on your print materials. We're going to make sure that we export smartly. Go to Canva, go to share, download, PNG, transparent background, or SVG. You should have both PNG and SVG files for your logos once you create your logo. And all versions, make sure to save them in a folder and you don't lose it. And make sure the file names are easy to understand and in the system so you don't go hunting down for your logo every time. We're going to export PNG and SVG files with transparent background for daily use. We're going to keep an organized folder, a logo primary, logo stacked, logo submark, each including with dark and light versions and PNG and SVG versions. Because guess what? You're going to need them. Before you do this, test in grayscale. Turn one of your versions black and white. If it still works, you got a good logo. You got a strong mark. This isn't about perfection. It's about creating something that's yours completely and is clean and is usable, so you're not constantly redoing your logo every few months. So now you have it. If I had to design my logo from scratch all over again, this is exactly how I do it. I would treat it like a real business asset, choose a simple strategic logo type, do proper mood boarding and preparation work, and build it in Canva with text and shapes, and create a small system of variations that actually work everywhere and store them wisely. Don't forget to grab all my freebies. They're all linked below in the description, and they'll help you keep everything organized and consistent and help you grow. If this was helpful, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments what kind of logo you're leaning towards, or if you have any questions, you're always welcome to comment. I'll respond to every single one. And if you're curious about having the AI do the heavy lifting a little bit, your next stop is watching my video, Lazy Ways to Design a Logo with AI. Watch that next to see how you can leverage to generate logo ideas or an entire brand kit within minutes, and then refine it using all the information I gave you in this video. Create with intention, and see you in the next one.